anyone who refuses the AstraZeneca jab get no jab at all.
Hey YouTube, what's going on? Right, we're back again with Mr. Vine, and I've just sat watching this and just decided I'll rewind it and record it and we'll go through it because, yeah, they're really pushing hard. I don't understand if everyone's so keen to have the vaccine, this jab, then why have we had to have days and days of it on the television of Jeremy talking about it and pushing it? This is like the third or fourth time this week, so
207-862-2222
let's see.
is the number for you. After the chaos in Europe with countries suspending the vaccine over blood clot
Which they've now taken back, haven't they?
Picky about the jab they get here. Just last night, a doctor in Suffolk said he'd had 4 patients cancel their appointments on Tuesday alone, saying they had fears about the Oxford vaccine. But here's the thing, you can't pick and choose. Vaccines are in short supply, so do we just say anyone getting fussy or refusing the AstraZeneca jab on what are clearly groundless fears, we're sorry, you're not going to get a different jab, you'll get nothing. This is what Boris Johnson said yesterday about the AstraZeneca shot.
So the Oxford jab is safe and the Pfizer jab is safe. The thing that isn't safe is catching COVID, which is why
99.9%
it's so
recovery,
important that we all get our
survival
jabs as soon as our turn comes. And as it happens, I'm getting mine tomorrow, and the centre where I'm getting jabbed is currently using the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine for those receiving their first dose, and that is the one I'll be having.
It's something.
Calls it jab a lot in there, I noticed. You have to watch terminology, the words that are used, and they do keep calling it a jab, so at least they're not calling it a vaccine, I suppose.
Not safe. That's the one thing we know isn't safe.
Well, for 99.9% of people that survive it, it's pretty safe.
Afia, what should happen then to the refusers?
No, I think this is a difficult one because people are going to have their fears and they're going to need to have those fears allayed. I mean, I know personally there has been a slow uptake of the vaccine in the Black community. And I have been speaking to people about it. And sometimes people just need to have those conversations. And it will take them a while to get to the point where they're ready to have the vaccination. So what I think should happen is if it comes to your turn and you refuse to have it, you should go to the back of the queue and have to wait till everybody else has had theirs, and so your turn can come around again.
Okay, I've refused mine. Can I go to the back of the queue?
I don't think we should refuse people the vaccine altogether. But I do think if you decide that you don't want to have it at the moment, that you have fears over getting the Oxford AstraZeneca vaccine and you don't want to have that one, because I don't think you should be able to pick and choose. I really don't, because like you said, vaccines are in short supply. You should get what you're given. But I think if you decide that now is not the time, you need to go to the back of the line and wait a while until your turn comes around again.
There you go. She's told you, so that's what you should do. Fair enough. I don't mind going to the back of the queue. Quite happily wait at the back of the queue, thank you.
Yeah, because the alternative, Mike, would be to indulge them a little bit more and to say, all right.
Oh, God. Wait for Mike. Oh, Porky Parry's going to go on a rant now. Come on, Porky Parry, let's hear it.
Well, I'm a beast. I'm having it. You should have it.
Look, I'm totally on board with a fair here that not just should they go to the back of the
Back of the clue.
They should also be reminded that by not having the vaccine themselves, they are creating a problem within society.
Wow. Mike Porky Parry. Wow. Fucking shill, sellout, prick.
We are a very big society, 60 million people in this country. The more of us that get the vaccine,
67 million, I think you'll find, Porky Parry.
the safer we all are towards and for each other.
Well, not according to Gert Vandenbosch or Dr. Vernon Coleman. They don't quite agree with you, Porky Parry. Oh, that's a great picture. Look at that.
So those who want to opt out on the basis that they believe a bit of, medical nonsense about this not being...
Medical nonsense? Well, people that died with blood clots are medical nonsense, are they, Parry? Porky Parry? How can you say that? Jeremy, how could you allow this? How could you allow that? Medical misinformation. People died of blood clots. People got blood clots. How's that medical misinformation?
And it is nonsense, not from medics, but from people who are scaremongering, we know.
What? What fucking world is he living in? Mike Porky Parry, you've completely lost the
It's
plot.
nonsense. All the top medics in Europe have now actually come round and said it's rubbish and it causes blood clots.
No, they haven't. They've said that the risk of blood clots is about minimal, or is less than the risk of blood clots from something else. They haven't said it's. They haven't said that it doesn't do it. It doesn't cause it.
Expert in the world agrees the vaccines are safe. We've even had to interrupt the batch of 1.7 million and retest them because that's how precise we are about making sure they're safe. So anybody.
Well, let's just put it to this point then, Mike Parry. If you were taking part in live trials until January 2023, how can you declare something safe? It's still undergoing its trials, Mike Porky Parry. Go have yours. Oh, you've had it,
Be
haven't you?
reminded, not only do they go to the back of the queue, but you're putting your fellow countrymen and your fellow human being at risk. And think about that, please, and stop being so blinking selfish on the whim of some daft rumour that's going around.
There you go. Stop being selfish, all you people that believe that people have got blood clots from jabs and stuff, even though it's proved that they did get blood clots and they did have the jab. So, okay.
I suppose it's possible that people might get it privately and shop around. No, they can't at the moment.
It's not possible to get it privately. I'm just sitting here thinking, I'm really glad that Mike is a journalist and not a GP, because if he said that to his patients. So what I'm going to say...
Now Sarah's going to repeat a...
Dr. Parry.
Sarah's going to repeat a speech.
So what we've seen at the beginning...
Sarah's going to repeat a speech here that she's said on this show a few times now. It's a script.
Low uptake are among areas of deprivation and people of BAME origin. That is absolutely the places that we're getting most concerns. The second biggest place is among younger people who use social media instead of newspapers, shows like this, responsible television programs.
What?
To get their younger people who use...
Listen, so this is their opinion.
Social media instead of newspapers, shows like this, responsible television program.
Oh, sorry. I'm going to have to watch that again.
That is absolutely most concerns. The second biggest place.
Oh, it's the best laugh.
Who use social media instead of newspapers, shows like this, responsible television programs to get their news. So I do.
Does she genuinely believe that? Do you believe your own shite? Do you believe your own shite? Oh, I don't get it.
Sadly, in my view, but I do know what happened when we came out and said, look, people of the AME origin have been much more likely to die in this pandemic. They've suffered much more. We need to prioritise the vaccine. One of the responses was, you're using us as guinea pigs. Well, we are now...
Right, Dr. Sarah Jarvis, question for you. Is this a live trial until January 2023? In which case, yes, you are a guinea pig.
Less than 1 million people away from having given a vaccine to half the adults in this country. Nobody can say we're in that position. 26.3 million is half the adults in the UK.
Damn.
So of course they can't say that. But I've also been looking after patients for nearly 30 years.
Yes, here we go. This is a story. This is a story that she continues to tell. Shut up.
And the havoc
TV Dr. Jarvis, yeah.
And I have seen the fear in my patients' faces. And what they need is to sit down with somebody who can go through the facts with them, someone they trust. And the number of times I would go through...
Who do you trust?
With them, I'd go through the statistics, and then I'd say, now ask me the question you really want to ask me, which is, did you have your kids vaccinated? To which the answer, of course, was yes. And then
of course.
And I get that.
Prove it. Let me see their vaccination cards.
I fear, possibly for political reasons, at least in part, about AstraZeneca,
blah, 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 blah,
that
blah.
they might be more concerned about that. But I think what we need to do, we've been told, while vaccines are short, we need to prioritise second doses and reaching those 6 million people now who haven't had their first.
All right, I'm having mine on Saturday. Storm, what do you think?
Who
So
cares?
jealous.
Oh God!
Local voices speak to
Storm's
Adrian from
jealous.
Essex,
What?
who says second doses and reaching
Storm's
those
jealous?
6
Oh
million
God!
people now
How
who
brainwashed is
haven't
that poor
had
little
their
millennial
first.
fartlet?
On Saturday. Storm, what are people saying?
So jealous.
Oh
We'll
God!
go to the phones and speak to Adrian from Essex, who
Ad-
says it's important that people are given a choice
Get ready here. Adrian slays it.
on the jab.
So that is the view we haven't had so far, Adrian.
Yeah, no, absolutely. They should be given the view, and I think the reporting needs to be more accurate as well in the mainstream media. What the EMA said was that the vaccine is absolutely safe and the benefits outweigh the risks, and that's true. However, they've also said they can't rule out that there is a possible link between these very rare blood clots and the vaccine. And I'm quoting now from Paul Andre Holm, professor in Norway. He said, we have found the cause. They had a number of one brain hemorrhage that caused death, and there is nothing but the vaccine that can explain the immune reaction that occurred.
Yeah, but hang on. You use the phrase very rare. And that's the point. Nobody's saying that anything is 100% safe. No one's claimed that.
No, but you're telling people to take it and selling it safe, so tell them it's not 100% safe.
The point is that it's so unlikely, Adrian, that you're going to get a bad reaction. I mean, it's like you literally would be winning on 5 horses at once at Cheltenham.
Yes, but
Is that
you're
true?
coercing people to have a medical interaction, if you like, that they don't want. Many people don't want this. The amount of people that I know have said, I don't want
A
it,
fear is shaking
but I'm
your head.
having it because I want to
Let me
travel.
put you
I'm
onto a
having
fear.
it.
Why?
It's not about coercion. It's about stating the facts.
It's 100% about coercion, you lying bint. Well, you liar. Why did they pay celebrities £70,000 then to push the jab? I've had the jab.
And the facts are, yes, there are some risks, but there's risks with everything. The paracetamol, with ibuprofen.
Okay, I'm glad you said that, because that's why people should be living their lives. Life is a risk, idiot.
With getting on a plane, with crossing the road. It's about putting those risks in.
She makes good points there. We should lock down for everything. People, stop crossing the road, for God's sake.
Context. And we're really not about coercing, we're just about putting the facts out in black and white. And frankly, getting COVID-19 is going to be far more likely and far more dangerous for you than
99, unless you're over 70, you have underlying issues. As a younger person, you are in the 99.9% survival and recovery rate.
getting the vaccine. And I think that's just what we want people to understand, is that the the benefits outweigh the risks in this case. It's not about coercion.
The thing that really got
Absolutely.
bringing Sarah.
Can I just come back on that?
Yeah, go on.
I'll put Sarah on to you.
No!
It is
Let
absolutely
Adrian
about
talk.
coercion when you say if you don't have this.
Let Adrian talk, for fuck's sake.
The benefits outweigh the risks in this case. It's not
They
about
don't.
coercion.
The thing that
Do
really
they? But do they?
Can I just come back on that?
Go on. I'll put Sarah on to you.
It is absolutely about coercion when you say if you don't have this medical intervention, then you can't get on a plane and you can't go to the cinema or the theatre. That absolutely is coercion. And tell me this as well. This will be very interesting to hear this from the doctor you've got there. 43% of doctors don't want this vaccine. That's come out in a Leicester study. It also came out in a Medscape survey.
No.
Lots of doctors don't want it. Now, what's that about?
Not in the UK. That's the first thing. We are seeing doctors in Germany where they have a chancellor who claimed it was dangerous, and we are seeing that in France where only 58% of people are in favour of vaccine, and where their president came out and said that the AstraZeneca vaccine was quasi-ineffective, despite the fact that one dose among healthcare workers reduces the chance of being admitted to hospital with COVID.
Question for you, Sarah. Do you believe my body, my choice? Just asking, Sarah. Do you believe my body, my choice? Would you force people to have abortions? Would you coerce people to have abortions? My body, my choice.
By 95%. So we have not seen that in the UK. I can absolutely guarantee that. I started off by saying everything in life is weighing up risks and benefits. If penicillin was invented today and it was the first ever antibiotic, it would probably not be licensed on the basis that the risks were too high. The proportion of people who have a potentially fatal allergic reaction on penicillin is infinitely higher than the number of people who have a potentially fatal reaction to this vaccine.
Thanks, Adrian.
Right, I'm going to bring up on that point because I'm allergic to penicillin, so can't take penicillin. So yeah, I see a point in that first instance, but then that's why they developed something else, didn't they? That's why we have the other type of antibiotics. Yeah, I don't know. Makes a strange point there, Ginger.
And good to talk about it though, my
Yeah.
friend. And
Make
the
a
thing that
strange
struck
point
me,
there,
this is a
Ginger.
lame
Sorry.
one, is the 17 million vaccines being given, and 37 people have had clots out of 17 million. All right, more calls. We need to talk about this. Whether we can
Is that
take
true?
people like Adrian and say, all right, don't have the AstraZeneca, have the Pfizer.
Is that true?
Or as Mike says, will that cause chaos? 02078. Somebody turns up for a jab and they say, oh no, hang on, I'm not having the AstraZeneca, not having the Oxford. Should they then be offered an alternative, or just, as Mike says, say, you know,
God, that face! What the hell?
Well, I think Nicola from Staffordshire might agree with that. She thinks you should not be able to choose your jab.
Ah, they're happy now.
Chaos, Nicola, is that right?
Definitely, you shouldn't be allowed to pick and choose. Last summer, I was in hospital for 2.5 months, and 2 months of that was in ICU. Excuse me, I'm a bit nervous. I was in an induced coma. I was on a ventilator. I had a tracheostomy. My liver and kidneys are failing. And I was on dialysis.
COVID here, Nicola? Is that the reason?
No, I did not.
Oh, look at Jeremy, so keen, so disappointed. Oh, it's not COVID. Oh,
Have COVID.
sicko.
My family members were told to expect the worst, and I was dying. And how many of your viewers have paracetamol in their cabinets? I took 2 paracetamol every 4 hours. Storm, I hurt my ribs. I picked up the dog as a shih tzu, and he wriggled and I wobbled, and I hurt my ribs as I fell. I did not exceed the dose.
Yeah.
What I wasn't aware of is that even though I'm 53 years of age, I've taken paracetamol all my adult life. I'm very petite, and I should have only taken 1. Now, if any of your viewers read...
Well, I was going to say, it says take 1 or 2, so... What? What's
I
she on
don't
about?
understand. You took 2 paracetamol
every 4 hours. I did not exceed the dose.
This happens,
So,
Sarah.
Okay.
It is common.
Was it every 4 hours and you took 6 doses over 24 hours?
And I took 8.
You took 8 a day. That
I took 8 tablets.
exceptionally unusual.
What?
Well, although the consultant did say it's more common than people realise, because I'm petite, and I'm a lot more petite now than I lost an exceptional amount of weight in ICU, and they don't give you steak and chips and chocolate pudding on a feeding tube.
Is this caller for real? I think this is fake. What the hell?
Fortunately, I am still suffering due to muscle deterioration.
What's she
But what
fucking
I'm
on
trying to
about
say
steak and chips? No, everyone knows you don't get steak and
everybody
chips
has
in
got
bloody hospital,
painkillers
twat.
in their medicine box, whether it's your bathroom cabinet. If you read the leaflet inside every one, you wouldn't take a painkiller because you've got period pain.
I've got it. I tell you,
You
very
would
good
not.
point.
You wouldn't do it. I had my AstraZeneca. I went to it was the sports centre in Stoke-on-Trent. So very.
Who cares?
Nice. I was in and out in minutes. I didn't have to wait because my brother was waiting in the car outside.
Who fucking cares, Nicola?
Having my second.
What's your point?
If these people out there who are sceptical about taking it, try and read what is on a leaflet on your paracetamol.
My body, my choice. Nicola, my body, my choice.
Absolutely. Ibuprofen, we worry a lot, particularly in older people. It can make your kidneys fail. It can lead
Yes,
to heart failure.
you know not to take too much of it.
Especially if you take high doses.
Yes.
Nicola was unlucky, but I've had several patients.
No, I think Nicola didn't read anything. Or Nicola lost track of. Personally, I think Nicola probably lost track of the amount of tablets she'd taken that day. It does happen sometimes when you're ill and you're having to take medication. Yeah.
Should also be not more than 8 a day. Just 12 tablets in a day over a few days can really cause problems.
The most famous one, antidepressants I've heard, that with the risk of death and the list of stuff. It goes on and on and on.
One of the things that...
Yeah, the antidepressants I had definitely said it's possible side effects, suicidal thoughts. It was like, oh, okay then. To go on top of the ones I already had.
I say to my patients often, actually going back to Nicola, is listen, yes, there are side effects to this, but Go and have a look at the side effects from paracetamol. They have to list everything. In fact, the side effects that have been listed, that have been reported for the AstraZeneca jab, include several cases of excess earwax and one case of pregnancy.
Well,
those are going to have to be listed
This
as
is the
possible
whole.
side
I mean, we're
effects.
talking about woke later, but the idea you report you've got a hurty arm as a side effect after having an injection is it's.
Earwax though,
Hurty arm? Have you not seen the pictures of the people with the bloody massive swellings on their arms, Jeremy? Oh, a hurty arm. I like the way he talks like that. You know, he stubs his toe and has to go to hospital. You know that. You know that, Jeremy.
Vaccine doesn't get you pregnant. Other things do.
Okay. Any more
Ooh,
calls?
well done, Storm.
Calling now from house who doesn't want the Oxford, who wants the Oxford jab but would refuse the Pfizer.
Oh, so the other way around. Why is that, Pauline?
Yeah, I've got an EpiPen, so I wouldn't want to have the Pfizer because of what I've seen of, with people on EpiPens.
Okay, so I can reassure you, Pauline, that most people who have EpiPens are fine. The point about the Pfizer vaccine is that it contains something called PEG, or polyethylene glycol, and some people who are allergic to multiple medicines could be allergic to the polyethylene glycol in it. Now, the vast majority of people, even ones who have EpiPens, are not. But in your case, I completely understand.
And will they understand?
Lots of allergies, yeah.
At the vaccine centre, will they take that seriously?
They absolutely would, yes. And if you explain that you carry an EpiPen, I think if you've got those concerns, that is a really valid concern. It's a very small risk, but anyone who's had an anaphylactic reaction, which is the reason you carry an EpiPen, believe me, I would be wearing it.
Let's check with Dr. Parry. You'd send her to the back of the queue, Mike, would you?
Well, we're dealing here in speculation, rumour, and Dr. Sarah pointed out that one of the main problems is with social networking these days, and
social networking.
Everybody can pick up, a half
Spoken like a true boomer, although you're childless.
baked, fact, which is not really a fact. It's a supposition or a rumour, or somebody's stirring something up, and suddenly it becomes a scare. And and what was the famous quote? A lie goes around the world before the truth has got its boots on. And once that lie is out there, once that misdirection is out there, you can't pull it back. You can't get it back because it's planted in people's minds. So all I'm saying is that the best way to really handle any of your fears is to go and seek proper medical direction, proper medical advice, and not rely on some half-bake on social media telling you that you'll grow 2 heads if you take this particular vaccine or that. And also,
damn, I haven't seen that one.
None of us who are laymen, none of us who are not doctors like Dr. Sarah, we don't know the strengths or weaknesses of the individual vaccines that we're taking.
You can still look at the ingredients and decide if you want to put it in your body, though, Mike. Porky Parry. Maybe if you'd have thought about what you wanted to put in your body a little bit, you wouldn't be so porky, eh, Parry?
It's a vaccine. It's been approved. Just take it.
Okay, Storm.
Just take it! Why are you so desperate? If you have it, you're protected, aren't you?
Say, okay, now I'll have the Pfizer. Hey, Leila.
I think you should definitely have a choice. Say someone doesn't really want the way I understand the AstraZeneca, yeah?
Yep.
I think we should be given a choice if either one's there.
Yeah, but hang on. Would that not cause chaos, Leila? Because wouldn't everyone start thinking, oh, I quite fancy the Minerva or the Moderna?
No, because they've got medical conditions. The doctor knows, so we'll give them that one, wouldn't they?
So, Leila, we only get one at a time. So if you turn up to a centre, we'll only have one on any given day. And I don't know which one my group of practice is going to get.
Wow, this is weird, isn't it?
AstraZeneca. The next week we might have Pfizer. I can't tell you which one it's going to be.
I will say also, GPs saying that no shows at vaccination centres, people who have booked in and then don't come, up to 10%. No, up by 10, up to 10%.
At one point in a few areas, it was up to 10%.
Okay, so
In a
that
few
is
areas.
Please, if you book, please show up. And there isn't a choice. And I guess we should.
What if you're someone who didn't want it but kept getting badgered and said, yeah, fine, knowing you weren't going to go? Do what you want. Your body, your choice, your life. Live it how you want.
Shouldn't be asking for one. Storm, any messages?
Yeah, Jackie says, I think people would like to choose which vaccine they have, and this could be available privately. I have no problem with those who choose to pay £100 or so for their jab. Biff thinks you take whatever you are offered. This is life or death. But Rob
Biff.
says, no way, freedom of choice must not be taken.
This is life or death? Not for 99.9% of people.
Anyway, the government are screaming for people to be jabbed. This would be stupid.
All right. Thanks for your calls. Later, is it?
Well, there you go. That's the little bit of a vaccine special going on there. What do you make of that then? Mike Porky Parry is of the view that if you refuse the jab, then you should. If you refuse the AstraZeneca, sorry, then you should be sent straight to the back of the queue or something like that. Dr. Sarah, well, Dr. Sarah's Dr. Sarah, isn't she? And Jeremy's a cuck, and Storm is jealous of Jeremy because she wishes she could be jabbed. Well, that's my rant over. I think not much of a rant. It was just I just wanted to see what was going on here. Have a listen in. We had one good call in at least. Progress, I suppose. But yeah, I think it should be up to you. It should be your choice. My body, my choice. Simples. Okie doke. Bloody hell, this is a long one. Anyway, if you've made it to the end, well done. Thank you very much. But yeah, I'm done. Peace out.